Somebody's house is apparently burning down. I don't know if you guys can hear that. I'm sorry if you can. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jess. Today I wanted to film my TBR, as well as, if you guys saw my last video, the book that I wanted to include in whether or not it is overhyped or worth the hype. We have yet to come up with a name for it as of me filming this video, but if you guys have any suggestions, I don't know if I picked one by now, but leave it in the comments. But let's go ahead and just get started because my TBR for this month is a little weird. It does include some books that I started last month that I wasn't able to finish because, like I said, I was moving, but I am hoping to get all of them done this month because it's just time. Like, it is just time. So the first book that I have here, I'm really excited to finish because if you know me, if you follow me on Instagram, BookTube, wherever, you will know that I'm not a huge fan of Rainbow Rowell. It is Carry On. I'm actually really liking this book, so that's why I'm excited to finish it. I want to have a Rainbow Rowell book that I can be like, yes, I like that book. So I'm hoping this book will be the one for me. This edition of it is super beautiful as well. It has like the map and everything in it, so I'm just really excited to read it. I am buddy reading this with a friend. She has obviously already finished because it has been a month and I have not, but I'm very excited to finish this book. The next book I'm going to be finishing this month is Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. I'm also reading this with a friend. I love this book. I don't know what the hell took me so long to read it. It is 161 pages into it so far, and I am loving it. This book is so cool, and I'm very excited for the movie. If you are a fan of video games as well as obviously reading, I think you'll really like this book. It was definitely not what I was expecting it to be, but that's good because it's turning out to be even better. The next book that I need to finish this month is Genesis by Bernhard Beckett. Sorry, this cover's like a little weird. But I love this book. This book so far, I'm 3/4 of the way done with it, and I think I've kind of already guessed the ending, but that's okay because I really enjoy it anyway. This book is about a girl who is kind of interviewed, and it's broken up in sections like parts 1, 2, 3, and 4 per the hour that she's being interviewed, and it tells like the story of kind of how her civilization or her culture came to be. And so far I'm really liking it. I'm actually reading this with Coffee Chatter, or I'm kind of reading it, but she sort of suggested it. Our lives kind of got away with us, and I'm not really like upset about it because I mean I've had this book for 2 months and I'm just now getting to the end of it. But I absolutely love this book, and if you haven't read it, I would definitely recommend it. It's a very interesting kind of different story. Now the next book that I have here in my library is going to come for me for, but it is Elantris by Brandon Sanderson. I am really enjoying this book. This is one of my husband's favorite standalone books, although I hear they're going to be making this into a series as well, which is not shocking at all. Most of his books are series, but I love this book so far. I think the world that they live in is super cool. It's about people who one day wake up and they're incredibly old, is really what I've gotten, and they kind of throw them in this little town, this like city in between like where they all live. And the story is really great. There's like magic, but like magic you can teach yourself, which is like the kind of world that I would want to live in. That's what I've gotten from it so far. Obviously there's a lot that I'm missing from this story, but I am very much so into this book. And the next book that I have in here is a book that I have not even started reading, but I know will probably take me about a day to read. It is Milk and Honey by Rupi Kaur, I think is how you say it. Kaur? I don't know how to say that. But I've been wanting to read this book essentially since it came out. I have seen little snippets of what she's put on like Instagram and stuff, all the doodles and like, you know, the poems in it. Poetry doesn't usually speak to me in any kind of way, even though I am a poet. It takes a lot of really good poetry to like get me in the mood to like want to keep reading it. The Princess Saves Herself in This One by Amanda Lovelace is the last poetry book that I read, and it was so great, and people recommended like me actually picking up this book so that I could finally read it because it's along the same vein as that. It sort of tells a story. So I'm very excited to read this, and I've just been waiting so long. Like guys, so long. If you've read this, let me know what you thought of it. I hear that she's just a wonderful person as well, so very excited to read this one. Now the last book I have here kind of plays into that new series that I wanted to do. I wanted to do a overhyped book and let you know at the end of the month whether I thought it was worth it or not. We have yet to come up with a title for that, like I said, but the book that I wanted to do for that is Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. Unfortunately, I have already read Six of Crows, so at the end of the month I will only be reviewing this book. However, I'm really excited to read this because as much as I hated Kaz, I thought Kaz was an awful character. I don't know why people love him so much. I know that's really unpopular opinion, but I kind of just thought he was an asshole. I feel like being like sometimes caring doesn't always mean that like it excuses the annoying and stupid bad things that you do. And that's kind of why I wanted to read this, because they say in this book he's completely redeemed. Now Matthias, however, is my favorite character so far, and that's most of the reason why I want to read this book. I want to get more of Matthias, but I'm still really excited to read this, so keep an eye out for a review at the end of the month on whether or not I thought the hype was worth it for this one or not. Alright guys, that is it for this video. I'm sorry if it was a little bit rushed, but like I said, the sun is kind of going down and I did have to refilm this, but I hope you guys are having a good week, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!
If I was a question, would you be my answer? If I was the music, would you be the dancer? If I was the student, would you be the teacher? If I was the sinner, would you be the preacher? Would you be my... What's the done, the done, done?